Welcome. We're going to do an energy update about the full moon, April 7th, 2020, full moon in Libra. I pulled a card on that and did a little bit of grounding meditation. So I pulled one of the Moonology cards about the full moon in Libra. And it says a win-win is in the forecast for everyone. So Libra, as we know, is the scales of justice, balance. And I love this one because I love the feeling, like I can already feel everyone kind of healing, balancing, growing together. Win-win for everybody, right? So I love that. I pulled that for us as we say little prayers for the for humanity during our COVID-19. And it's a supermoon. It's when the supermoon means when the moon is closest to Earth, and it really gets really big because it's so close. We can see it. It makes it look huge, right? And so this one is the biggest one of the year. And emotions are running high. Supermoon. Emotions are running high. And with everyone in, pandemic quarantine mode, that's totally understandable. We're all, we all feel it. I'm feeling like people are going to, in these next days, kind of really focus on treating each other fairly, like we come into unity consciousness or the law of one consciousness. And it will really benefit everyone. So I love that card where it says a win-win outcome is for all. Let's pull another Moonology card, see if there's anything else we can know. Any other little messages that can help us in these next days while we're shut in and growing and doing puzzles and praying for each other's health and happiness and wholeness? Surrender to the divine. Full moon. Surrender to the divine. So this is a consistent message I've been getting day after day, week after week. Just stepping into divine will, even if we don't know how. Surrender to the divine, being God, as much as we know how. And it feels like it's really, really a good choice and helpful as these energies are kind of balancing, and we're recognizing some of the things in our world that are hurtful, and how we all want justice and peace, and we all want our children to be safe, and we all want everything to go well, everything to balance out. So it feels like in the next days, maybe some issues, some big issues even, imbalances, misunderstandings might be able to be healed and balanced. It could be worldwide in some ways, and it could be in our own homes. So I think we should look forward to that. Just feels like freedom for people, freedom for us, freedom for all of us. As we are really needing to stay inside and help make sure this virus does not spread further and further. Again, thank you so much for all the people that are doing medical and taking care of our food and supplies and all of the things, going to work. Thank you. Pulling another card. As we are in the midst of the awakening. Pull the card of awakening. These are the Secret Language of Light cards. The other ones were the Moonology cards, Secret Language of Light. From Denise Jarvie, the creator of the cards. Let's see what else comes from these. I really like these because they're kind of deep, and you can kind of feel, well, they're the secret language of light, so they're connected to divine will in every way. And they're gorgeous. So let's see what else we can be guided with. If there's any inspiration for us, anything to think about, focus on. I'm seeing a lot of us just really let go piece by piece of the hard things, and really be aware of truth, and kind of be set in a place of compassion. I really like that. This is the pink moon too. They call it the pink moon. It's kind of like a little bit of a heart chakra moon opening, heart chakra opening moon. And also a little bit of kind of romantic love. It just feels like that's might play a part here for some of us. Which I would say, holy moly, Nick Nolte, it's about time. For me, at least. On that one. Alignment. Alignment in our highest good. Alignment in our, look at that. There's the dove and the heart chakra. Alignment in divine will. So I'm kind of seeing that in the consciousness around us. And truly, I'm just feeling like people treat each other better, or better and better. Kind of like the golden rule takes over, and people are treating each other better and better. You know, well, you know what they've said about full moons all over our lives, that people are weird and go crazy and want to howl at the moon. This one's kind of like coming into spring after long winter of being shut inside, even though most of us should be in our houses, not breathing on people, not breathing other people's molecular air in. I still think it's almost kind of like a stretch after a long winter's nap, for all of us, actually. So, but I'm seeing a lot of justice too. I was driving last week, and out of nowhere I had this download, and I was this was before some of the videos were coming out, or that I had recognized, the QAnon and David Wilcock and all those things, where in our awakening, we are recognizing and being aware of some of the really yucky things that are going on, the corruptions, the horrifying things that have gone on for all of us, to all of us, the secrets, the corruption, the things like that. And I think that kind of stuff is going to keep unfolding in the days and weeks and months. And I think we are going to rise up and have a revolution and say, no, no more crime, no more suffering, no more children without food, no more abuse, that kind of stuff. So I was driving along in the car, and I mean, out of nowhere, I was just really kind of mad because I just have been going through stuff. So I was kind of cranky, crazy mad, and just all in myself for a minute. And all of a sudden, I just feel this download coming in, and I, the messages I was receiving, which this does happen to me sometimes. This was the strongest one I've had in a really long time. But I started crying, and I started feeling the horrifying pain and suffering of for all of us. It's almost like it's going to be pulled out, like at the root. So you know how, like in our yards, if we've had weeds, in our gardens, we've had weeds, right? Somebody out there has had to pull the weeds out. And if you don't pull it out correctly, by the root, I pull out the whole root, then it'll grow back tomorrow. So it's like we're down on our knees in the dirt, pulling roots out of the garden, and we're not allowed to use Roundup anymore because it kills everyone, and it kills the earth. It kills, it's kind of like a crime against the earth to use really horrifying chemicals that could kill us and our children. And the downloads were about the clearing of, by the root, of the system, of the old matrix, of the pain and the corruption and suffering, and that there would be some balance and justice. So anyone who's been abused or has, had no justice because of corruption and just the grossness in the world. Gross, bad, icky, vile. It feels like we are going to release some of that hold of pain, and breathe in a just and balanced everything as we see the world rise up and some of the balance and fairness come back into the world. And watch our leaders unfold in the next few years with genuine love and care for others. seeing groups of people come together and help each other, which is what I hope you're feeling in this COVID-19 time. So it's been stressful for all of us. We've all had moments of just feeling icky. Freedom from that. The freedom from being oppressed and squished. Visualize. So in this full moon, which is April 7th, it might be a really good time to make a list of what you really truly want. Make a list, just ask your heart, ask God what you really want. And make a list and maybe visualize what it would feel like and taste like and smell like in your everyday life if you were, whatever it is, your passion, whatever you want. Have a better job. Have healing with your family. Have a new car. Healing in your body. I've been working on that one myself. Relationships, every circumstance. So what if we visualize and realign in the highest good as much as possible? And that can be a really powerful thing to do in this new moon. I mean, not new moon, full moon, pardon me. April 7th and 8th, the full moon, 2020. I really do. I feel a lot of, not only that, like clearing away of some of the suffering, pain, corruption, imbalances, gross things of the world, but I do feel like a wave of springtime, a wave of like almost like romantic, true love, unconditional love energy. And a lot of people will heal and go, okay, you know that argument I've had with you for 24 years? Okay, we're free. I forgive you. We're all safe. That's what it feels like. And it feels like maybe people might come together or find their romantic partners that they've been wanting for a long time. New ones, old ones, balancing in kind of love. Here we go. New beginnings. So these are the numerology cards. I really like these. And that's a 1 in numerology. Let's pull that out. In this time when we're balancing and bringing justice and balance to everything, it just goes to show we can visualize our new beginnings, even if we're not fully aware of what we totally, completely want. We can realign and align and align and align in God's divine will for us, because as always, it is better than what we can come up with ourselves. Surrender. Surrender. Card 91, which would be a 10 in numerology, which would be also a 1. Surrender. So we surrender the old, the heaviness, the fear and pain. We surrender it all to the light of God. And parenting. I love this, since we're all stuck. We're not all with our parents, but we're all, you know, homebound mostly. Not supposed to go outside much. That's a 9 card. And maybe there's a lot of healing going on within family relationships, with our children, with our parents, and a balancing going on. I really like that. Love. Sharing of love. Parenting. I like it. Let's pull out a couple more cards. You know, I'm also feeling like, really, like freedom, 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 freedom. So things that used to hurt, it's like it's gone. And we really are rising up in our new matrix. And we're going to start feeling a little bit of that. It's like happiness or bubbliness that we feel, you know, when the sun is brighter and the days are longer, the sun is up longer. So the springtime vibe is super good. And it feels like in these next few weeks, for me, at least in my perception, it feels like in the next few weeks, we're going to find some solid, good answers, have some justice and balance, beginnings at least, have a little bit of romantic vibe going on, have a lot of love between us, even if before we didn't know how, and really see some changes in the consciousness. And what else can we know today that will help us? Solar plexus, which is a number 3 in yellow. That's a lot of creativity right there, solar plexus. It's our 3rd chakra. Creation, creativity. That's where the baby would grow in a feminine body. Solar plexus. The yellow flower of life, the solar plexus chakra, supports our sense of self. Pardon me. Our personal power and our willpower, as well as our knowing of who we are and what our contribution is to the whole. There you go. That's a really cool way of saying this. As we go through this full moon and through the next weeks, feels like to me all of us in some level are going to be able to sort of expect to really kind of align with our purposes, our new purposes in life, and just have a kind of a refreshment, a restoration, which is cool because it's coming. Easter is going to be on the 12th, I believe. And so, you know, the Easter story is of resurrection. So, actually I saw somebody, a YouTube the other day say this. So we're going through a process right now. So what if we're in this dark night of the soul? So that would be, you know, Jesus's death and descent. And then as the tomb is open and we go, whoa, Jesus is gone and ascended, and he comes back and you realize he's fully restored, the resurrection, we're going through that process. And so right now we're in the middle of something weird's going on. This wasn't fun. We're not having a good time. And it's almost time for the rock from in front of the tomb to be opened up so we can realize something's going on. There's a resurrection coming, restoration, and freedom, ascension. What else I got for us? Earth, number 24, Earth. As we are all slowed down, stopped, shut in, quarantined, it just kind of feels like that we are almost connecting with the earth in a really beautiful new way. Conscious awareness of our planet and humanity as we all go through this pandemic. And it is very serious. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing us the beauty of all of the aspects of our Great Mother, revealing the more ethereal, spiritual aspects of our nature. Great awakening right there. Great awakening. It's a number 6, 24 card. Let me do it. Show you one more time. Which 6 would be home, beauty, flow. I want to do one more real quick, and then we'll be done with the energy update. By the way, I'm really proud of all the people and all of humanity for kind of really working together and caring about each other. It's almost like the walls are falling down, you know? Which is great in the full moon in Libra. Conception. Oops, I accidentally pulled 2. Conception and perception. These are the 2 cards I got. Start with conception, which is a number 7, 16 card number 7. Frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins, as it was in the beginning. The frequency of conception helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space, this life, and what we can manifest through our own focused awareness and intention. I think it's really key, certainly for a long time, for us to keep learning how to not control our thoughts or have our own mind control, but to control our thoughts and be in focus and realign in the light and God in the highest energy. Because that's where in conception we create. And where was the yellow one? Oh, I put it back in. And bring forth, we co-create with God. So that's pretty groovy. I like that. And perception, card number 35, which in numerology breaks down to an 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a really good, heart deep look at it. So I think this is extremely poignant right now, in that this full moon in Libra brings us balance and freedom. We keep peeling away layers of our old perceptions, our old paradigms, and we're doing a really great job. And I think that this will continue for us, and it might just be a really strong, beautiful time to realize, like, we're expanding, growing beyond that old belief we used to have. We're all different than we were 10 years ago. We are all different than we were 5 years ago. And we're expanding and growing, and it is good. Even though it's been a bumpy road, it feels like that we can kind of celebrate our connection, our creation, and focus on the highest good. And in these times of great awakening, in these times where we're all worried about the COVID-19 corona, we really are coming into our own hearts, because everything is just different and kind of surreal around us. So, is there anything else? Yeah, let's do a daily healing card. One last one. I hope all of you are really, really comfy and feel good in the coming days and coming energies, and everyone is healthy and everyone is safe. It feels like it's like a really strength in that for all of us. And thank you to all the people who are praying for each other and helping each other. Thank you for having compassion for the stragglers who are not really that nice right now. So the daily healing card for awakening your best self, that's what the cards are called. The one I got was trust in divine order. You are being helped. And so earlier on a different video, it was so clear, so strong that I was receiving the message a lot lately that we are very much in communion, companionship, and connection with our angels, our higher self, our spark of God, and that we're not alone. Even though this virus has made us feel alone and kind of uncomfortable, even though whatever is going on in each one of our lives has really made us feel uncomfortable and kind of lonely, like we're alone. So just to be reminded of that is really awesome. Okay, I'll pull one angel card. Anything else that we can focus on that'll help us stay in order and still help us find freedom in our every step and every breath? Help us find safety and wholeness. Acceptance. I love these angel cards. I've had them for decades. Acceptance. So acceptance of what's around us. We can't control anything, especially right now. It feels like we can't control sickness, and we can't control someone across the world, but we can accept people and circumstances for what they are, and really focus on the good, focus on what we really do want, especially in this full moon. The full moons are always a good time to kind of make a list and sort of ask God, ask the universe, get that groovy moon energy going, and really focus on a direction that you want. And put it out there in the universe, out there in the ethers. And connecting, realigning with that can bring forth some answers, some blossoms in this springtime about some of the things that our souls really want, our hearts. So I wish that for you all. Blessings in your highest good, whatever that is. And blessings for all of us as the humanity, as the earth as well. So thank you very much for your support and love. I appreciate you all. I'll see you soon.